along, and then let's go on. So I've lost my will to live, right? Have you ever run out of tears and your head just hurts with so much pain? I really need help from your followers because I'm really in a bad place. I got posted to the north after working in Accra for 4 years. I don't think I had a problem with it because I don't really have any responsibilities. My parents weren't really bothered so far as I was making money and I wasn't going to be sitting in Accra traffic every day. So I took the opportunity. The only thing was my boyfriend worked in Accra but was also supportive and promised to come see me every month at least. So it wasn't a bad decision for me. At the beginning of the year, my boyfriend traveled to my place on Friday as usual, and I was upset because he didn't come early. But still, I pretended to be okay. But he has a very bad attitude. Very bad habit, which I don't like. After eating, he just leaves the bowl or plate anywhere and can be on his phone the whole time instead of taking it to the kitchen. Am I a housemaid to clean up after him? Honestly, I was already frustrated that day, so when I saw him do that, I got angry and yelled at him, and before I realized, it had turned into a fight. All I said was my parents trained me better and maybe he needed proper training. It really made him angry and he just looked at me in shock and started packing his things. I didn't beg him to stay even though it was late, and usually he pretends to pack and changes his mind after we argue. But this time he actually left and I didn't try to stop him. We always talk when he gets on the bus, but he was being stubborn and I didn't call, so I didn't call him back. In the morning, I still had no call or message from him, and I swore that I won't text him till he texted back. It had been almost 3 days before my pride went down and I decided to call him. When it first rang, it was on call waiting and my anger came back right away. I couldn't wait to blast him because he hadn't called me. So when a woman answered, I was so confused. I remember her asking who I was and I told her I was just a friend. She said she was my boyfriend's mother and soon burst into tears on the line. She said they just got the phone, you mean? I was like, got the phone? What is going on? Then she said she got a call 3 days ago from someone who said a dead body had been brought to the mortuary and the belongings they brought included a phone. The man said he used the fingerprint of the body to unlock the phone and called someone in the list. She said she refused to believe it because the man said he died not too far from Tamale in an accident, but her son told her he was going to Cape Coast for work, so it wasn't true. The man took a picture and sent it to her via WhatsApp, and she could see her son lying there on the floor, dead. He asked her to come and pay for the mortuary cost, and that's how come she was able to get the phone, because the family went to pay. At that point, I also burst into tears. I couldn't stop crying. He couldn't be dead. No way. My boyfriend is not dead. I had just seen him some days ago. It wasn't possible. The last thing I remember was hearing him bang the door when he was leaving. That wasn't how it was supposed to end. I'm not angry at him anymore. Please, I want him to come, and I would even apologize for all that I said. Aside that, I never managed to tell his mother that he came to visit me and that he died on his way back. She will never forgive me. They will say I killed him. In a way, I did because he came to see me. God help me. I am a coward and didn't even go for his funeral because I couldn't bring myself to see him lifeless. My whole year, oh my God. My whole year has been filled with sadness and I've lost my will to live. I still feel his presence around me and hope my phone will ring so I hear his voice again. My tears have run dry and I can't stop thinking about this petty fight that made me lose my loving, supportive boyfriend. Please help me out of this. Wow. I've read the story, but I didn't know I'll tear up reading it again. I'm sorry. God, I'm a mess. Whew. What do you have to say?
Okay. Right. So, the first things first, life is too short for anyone to fight anybody, especially their loved ones.
Right.
Life is just so short for that to happen. So, whatever the issue is with your loved one, try as much as you can to settle it first.
Right.
Before anything else, because life is too short. She's in that situation because of something petty. That's the first thing I have to say about it. Wow, it's deep. It's not the ordinary. I caught him with another girl and all of that.
You know?
It's deep. It's very deep.
Because I can imagine her blaming herself for eternity, because this is something you can't come out from. It's something she can't even heal from, because then she'll keep blaming herself, but to what extent, to what point? So I spoke to a friend about it on Thursday when I saw the story. We were sharing ideas, and he's like, if we want to apportion blames, we would have to start with the family. In the sense that so to him, before we start even the lady takes all of the blame, we can start off with the family. How? I asked him how, and he says, because then he can talk about the upbringing of the child. Why would he lie to his parents or his family? Which means there's a loophole in there somewhere with his upbringing. Again, he can say that, yes, the lady was petty, the argument was petty, and she could have stopped it. She could have just begged him to stay or something. But then again, he also mentioned the fact that what if it was his time? And that was how he was to leave. And that's the point that makes me sad, because then the pain that comes with this kind of thing, losing someone through this means. I know a lot of people who lose their loved ones in such situations like accidents, and they don't even hear about it. So they go on years without knowing where their family members are, or we can't reach them, and they seem to have disappeared off of the surface of the earth. Some have lost their lives in accidents and nobody knows about it. Nobody has been able to trace it down. But in this situation, it was different, because then his phone was there. They were able to use his phone to get back to his family.
Yeah.
A family has lost a loved one who was trying to show love to a loved one.
Yeah. So
arguments in relationships, they come up.
They are normal.
They come up every now and then. I don't even think we can say or sit here today and say, oh, this is how you can get over an argument or something, because you never know the next minute. But these kind of things, if we knew these things would happen or something of this sort will happen, do you think we will live the way we do? Do you think we will take decisions the way we do?
I think that subconsciously we know eventually we are not getting out alive from this earth. We know, as humans, we know. But there's this, it's like a necessary evil. There's this thing inside of us that makes us do the things that we do. Arguing, fighting, being greedy, being all the things that we are.
Right.
It's part of us as humans. It's part of us. It just takes few people to realize that, come to themselves and realize, okay, eventually I'm not coming out alive. I have to be nice to people. I have to be kind to people. Now back to the story. I think that first of all, just because he's dead doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about his bad habits. What led to the argument? The fact that you were eating and leaving plates around when there's a kitchen for you to go and drop the plates.
But as Africans, aren't we trained to set the table for your husband or your boyfriend or your man, clear the table after them? Is that not
we
what?
do that, but then again, we are in the modern world.
Okay.
Sorry, we are in the modern world. So now everything is possible. Help me, I help you. That's what we call it.
Okay.
So a man can equally serve a lady. And
And the
it's
lady
fine.
can.
And vice versa. So why the lady seemed fed up with the fact that he kept on doing it all the time.
Right.
She probably was complaining that, and she probably was polite about it so many times.
So she couldn't take it
So
anymore.
she bested, yes. Why would you do that? It also means it's a lesson to whoever that is in a relationship with whoever. If your partner doesn't like something, please try and adjust to whatever that they are asking you to do for them. Because it may end up in an argument, and then it may lead to death, and then you may not even see your loved one again. And then you will blame yourself over and over and over.
So then from the story, the lady is saying that she was upset because the boyfriend didn't come early. So, you know, bottling things down or bottling things in relationships, a lot of us do it most of the time because we feel like, oh, let me just keep it in. Let me not talk about it. I don't want him to think I'm nagging or whatever. Sometimes I believe in communication, whatever it is. Let's talk about it, get it out of the way. It's better than piling everything up and then one time you explode and probably, for instance, so maybe with this issue, right, let's just assume that it's been happening over a period. Maybe you've mentioned it just a couple of times, but you didn't let him know, or you guys didn't have a proper communication for him to know how you truly feel about it. So then you've been bottling it in, keeping it in all this while. Then all of a sudden, there is this enormous outburst because he left a plate there, and then he is on his phone. In his mind, what is it? What did I do wrong? It's just a plate. You understand? Because over the period, you guys haven't communicated. You haven't really let him know how this affects you or how you feel. It's not about him doing the dishes or anything, but just taking the plate to the kitchen. Maybe you haven't communicated enough. So it brings us back to communication. Why do people rather keep things in them rather than come out and communicate with their partners to let them know that, okay, this and this and this is how I truly feel about this? Sometimes not all partners will want to listen, but it takes time. With time, gradually. But if you decide not to talk about it at all, who gets hurt at the end of the day? Why don't people communicate?
Well, I believe in communication myself, but I think that sometimes the reason people do not communicate is because they are not too sure of how the other person will feel or how the other person will take it. Sometimes you would want to communicate and you would want to package it in a way the person will understand.
Okay.
But then again, if you package it, the message might not be clear enough. So then, to bring it out raw, to hurt the person's feeling, I would rather not hurt the person's feelings instead of just speaking it out like that. So it's like protecting one's feelings from getting hurt about an issue, which is supposed to be spoken about. So I think maybe that is the reason, and maybe another reason people do not like to communicate is because of the upbringing. Maybe they lived in a house or they grew up in a house where their parents they didn't witness both parents speaking to each other. They just never see it.
So it's not a part of them.
It's not a part of them. So it's just either that or that.
Right. So many stories we've had on here, but this one actually, on Thursday when I read it, I had the same, like I broke down, and then today I thought I was over it. But guys, let's go for a very quick break. When we are back, we'll continue the show.
Kumasi, are you ready? The power of You, in partnership with Maven Records and Independence Hall, present the Garden City's biggest festival, a festival of live music, arts, and entrepreneurship. Welcome to the Power of You Festival Maven Experience. Join the Entrepreneurship Summit on Friday, the 19th of August, and the musical concert on Saturday, 20th August 2022, from 5 p.m. till we shut it down. The after party is at the Void Nightclub inside SG Mall. Come, let's wait to performances from the super talented Crayon, the Love Don't Cost a Dime hitmaker Magic, and Nigeria's hottest rapper Ladipo. Strap up and get your tickets at 50 Ghana Cities for the Youth Pass, 200 Ghana City for the Trailblazer, and 400 Ghana Cities for the Golden Circle. Purchase tickets at powerofyoufest.com. This event is powered by Elevate Network with official media partners MX24 TV.
Welcome back from the break. Is still the Breaking Pen edition of The Dish right here on MX24 TV. And our story tonight is I've lost the will to live. So if you haven't read the story and if you weren't in when we were reading it together, go on to our socials and please read it on there and let us know what you think. I've got some comments I'll be digging into soon. But before the break, you were talking about upbringing of some children and the fact that some families do not have communication. So most children grow up without even knowing that there's a thing as communication and they have to learn on their own, right? So it's difficult to communicate, right? Let's put that aside. Would you, putting yourself in this lady's situation, allow a man who has come all the way from Accra to see you? You were already in a hurry to see him and he came late. So that alone has made you upset. Would you let him pack up and say, I'm leaving, and walk out the door, and after 30 minutes you haven't heard, would you go chasing him?
He's not even walking out of that door in the first place. If it's me,
Thank you.
No, you won't go. Because you are mine, you are staying.
Eish.
Oh, yes. You are mine, you are staying. And then it's two things in my head.
Okay.
This is someone's son. It's dark.
It's late.
It's
If
late.
you're upset, go in the morning.
So, you know, women, when we are in love, it's said that we take them as our own, as our children. That thing is there, is real. So, me in that situation, my son, by this time of
You're
the
not going
night,
out.
where are you going? Oh, why are
So
you going?
you are mostly a mother in your relationships.
I'm a mother and a girlfriend at the same time.
Ooh, nice.
I'm a mother, a girlfriend, a sister,
A
a
side
best
chick.
friend, a side chick. I'm everything
A
in
bad
one.
bitch.
A bad bitch I got. You can't leave. You won't leave.
Okay.
You can't.
Interesting.
Let's fight. Let's settle it. Even if we are not going to talk to each other till the following morning, it's fine. Just don't go out.
No, I can. Let's be together. Let's be there. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. But if I want to cuddle, we have to cuddle.
Exactly.
Don't talk to me. I don't mind. When we cuddle, we go back to factory setting and keep fighting.
That's
When I get what I want, yes, like, but don't walk out, you know. And sometimes, like I'm saying, there are times where both egos come to play. You don't even want to make amends at that moment. It's allowed. But walking out at that time, thinking that, and you know, she mentioned that he started packing up by something he does. Sometimes he does that and then he stops and stays back. But then when you realize that, that's what I'm saying, you could tell that this time around the outburst was huge because she's kept it in for a while. And then aside that, there was the frustration about the fact that I needed you here earlier and you're now coming. Why not just hit him with it? Why didn't you come early? Why are you now coming? You know? And then get that one out of the way.
before anything else.
Do you understand? Anyway, let's see what our viewers have to say. And Billy from Takrady says a very sad story shared. Goosebumps all over. This is a big lesson for all of us. Our background differences will surely have some few hiccups in our relationships, being in marriage or courtship. The lady could have done such a simple duty of dropping the utensils to the kitchen or help him to escort him to the kitchen for him to learn, right? Swiftly, pride should have never go huge over us to allow him leave that very late at the time. I just hope she can forgive herself first and pray for forgiveness. Indeed, life is short and this is a big lesson. I know, right? I don't know why this. Anyway, hello MX24. I have a story that I would need your advice on. Hope broken pen is for both sexes because I'm male. Please, it's for the everybody, young, old, male, female, in between,
Transgender.
whatever you are, whoever you are, we are here for you. Just DM us with your story. We got you covered. And don't worry, your identity is very, very safe with us. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Richie from Ho. The story is very sad. My ladies and gentlemen, please, we should not fight in our relationship. Thanks. Again, he continues to say, please, I'll be happy if you can send it to me, the story. Oh, don't worry. The story is on our Instagram pages. It's on our Instagram page, on Facebook as well. You can find it anywhere. Just go on to MX24 TV's Instagram or social media platforms and then you find it there. Hi, good evening, dearest. I think in relationships we need to talk about everything, of course, and not forget the lady in question is from a different family and the guy as well. That is very, very true. So communication is always key. Or for you, good evening. Please let everyone know that reality doesn't care about your feelings. If you find it difficult to communicate, then learn to unlearn that difficulty. Then learn to unlearn that difficulty or stay away from relationships. If communicating your feelings may cost you your relationship or make your partner angry, then so be it. Finally, let's all learn to date matured people. Shadrach from Kumasi. See, you couldn't have said it any better. Thank you. Hi, I'm Genius. Good evening, MX24. I want you guys to send me the story. Go to our social media platform, MX24 GH, on Instagram, on Facebook. The story is there, and please, you can do with it whatever you want to do. Hi, MX24. Good evening, beautiful ladies. I'm Akachi from Upper West region. This broken pen is heartbreaking, but God knows best. Let her forgive herself and move on. Okay, please. My name is Sando Christian. I don't have the number to call if only there's one. Yes, there's one. It's on the screen, so please pay attention to your screens. You see the number on there. Good evening, guys. This issue is very sad for me. It's very sad, and for me, I will always blame the lady. Because you can't get into a heated argument with your man because he ate and placed the plate anywhere. You as a lady should take the plate away after he finishes eating. My ex was always with me anytime she gave me food and would take the plate away immediately I finished. Women nowadays think responsibilities can be shared equally among men and women, and it's really causing a lot of problems. I read it on my friend's WhatsApp status yesterday and I was really sad. That's why they say watch what you do or say when you're angry, because if she stopped him from going, this wouldn't have happened. I am Elon from Takwa. Elon, I agree with the latter part, but I have one question for you. Your ex, you have said amazing things about your ex. How is she your ex?
Yeah.
If she did all these things for you and she was just good, how is she your ex? If you can give me an answer, I'd really love to hear. This is a very delicate issue, but I think the guy is the architect of his own death. Let's teach our male children how to do certain things. From Richie. Hohoy. Okay, I'll do two more, and then we can go on to our Vox Pop for the night. Sad story. Life is real. There is no second chance. She had a rude awakening. She should go to the guy's family, pour her heart out, and ask for forgiveness. Love herself and move on. Right. Okay, and this is from Wise. Thank you very much, Wise. Hello, for you. You're doing well. Thank you very much. It's a sad situation, but I think we need to help save the lady's life first before her situation gets worse.
Yeah.
I know she did some wrong and all, but let's not forget the guy started this whole thing and unfortunately ended it where it ended. The question is, why did the guy lie about his traveling? And also, did he plan to sleep over at the lady's place? Let me just chip this in that sleepovers can be dangerous because anything can happen to you or your partner, and that can lead you into trouble. So please be guided. Why you don't want us to go for sleepovers anymore? What paper? Yes, remember sleepover you. I can see they all couldn't control their emotions, so let's learn from it. Finally, the lady needs counseling, support, therapy, and professional help. She should be strong and shouldn't blame herself. This is really, really deep. But you didn't add your name. Oh, Coach Alfie. Coach Alfie, yeah. Hello, ladies. With cases like this, you allow yourself to take a one day at a time approach. I beg your pardon. To allow yourself to grieve, because healing starts when you share your story with certain people, pouring out your emotions and feelings. With this is hard, but you learn to heal in the process. I am Ivan from East Legon, talking from experience though. Wow, Ivan, I wish you could tell me what your story is. So guys, let's take a look at our Vox Pop for the night. It's still the Broken Pen edition of The Dish. We'll be back.
Reveal the secret.
Yes, I'll reveal.
Tell them he was coming from my place because one, the mother doesn't know me.
I will tell the mom what happened.
And even if they knew he was coming from my place, I don't think I didn't cause the accident, so I don't think there is anything wrong with me revealing that he was actually from my place. And then if there was to be a serious, like if she really loves me, he would have supposed to inform his mother, say, "Mother, I have a girlfriend somewhere." In which say, "I want to come and visit him." Or let's say I'm dating someone for several years. By that time, I'm supposed to know his family, and he too is supposed to know my family. But if he has kept this thing away from his family, and then he comes to me, and then we have an argument, and then due to that, this happened, I will not reveal the secret to his mother. I'll attend his funeral, but I'll not show myself to his family members.
So that's why I don't know. Maybe because of that, that's why she passed through the accident. That's why she died. And mostly, I don't know. So my condolences to them. So I don't see the reason why I'll keep quiet on it, not to tell the mom that she came to me and this also happened, and through that anger she left and this and that happened. I need to tell the mom, yeah. I need to tell the mom. Because definitely I'll go for the funeral. I need to support them because the mom knows she's my girlfriend, this and that. So I don't see the reason why I will keep it from them.
Okay, guys, so there we had our Vox Pop for the night. Our phone lines are active, so the lines are on your screen. Call, and please, when you do call, mute your TV set and let's have a great conversation through the phone so that we have no feedbacks or anything. So just like we were talking about, right, no matter how we look at it, we can apportion blames to everybody equally. We've talked about the fact that communication could have prevented this right from the onset. Again, when we have ego, when pride comes to play in relationships, aside death, there are a whole lot of other issues that come up. How do we deal with our egos in relationships, our pride? At what point do we know that, okay, I shouldn't let this pride or ego of mine overtake my judgments or overcloud whatever decision I want to make? Let me calm down and be able to make a great decision or a good decision as a responsible and matured person.
Right, so for starters, I think that it depends on the individual. Right, however far you can take your ego, or however far your ego can take you.
Okay.
You're supposed to know.
I don't mean to cut you, but let me talk to Abna from Cape Coast. And oh, I think we lost Abna. Okay. You two can call. We are waiting to pick your call. So yeah.
I think you're supposed to know how far it will take you first before dealing with it.
Right.
So if you know how you are, if you know that this is how I can get, the moment you notice you are getting into that realm, let me call it a realm, the moment you realize you're getting into that realm, how to be reasonable about...
Take a walk.
Take a walk. Drink water.
Okay, so we have Christian from Techiman. Hi, Christian. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for calling.
Yes. Yes, this story is very sad. And what I have to say is that I want to correct one expression in regards to the fact that we need to teach our male children how to do certain things and how to. It's good to do that, but of course we cannot also leave out the fact that this thing is something that has been happening from generations to come. And so it doesn't take only 1 year, 2 years to change some of these things. And it's not equally true that in Africa,
Right.
even in the European countries, women help in clearing tables, washing the dishes and all that. And so it's not the fact that because he didn't do it, it was very wrong to have done that. We women at today have to get to learn the fact that men have certain pride and certain level of respect they need to get in their homes. Let's take it for instance, this man was already doing that at home,
Okay.
serving the mother. And then this woman happens to now come. This is your girlfriend. You are supposed to kind of like be free, or let me say, walk away with some of these things. So what will break the difference between you and your girlfriend and your own home? If you are doing your things in your home and come to do the same with your wife or probably your girlfriend. So for me, it is a lesson to all of us to learn that. As women,
Yeah.
we have to learn certain basic things in our society and get to know that some of these things are passed down to generations. And for that matter, we have to learn from them. But where I blame the man is that no matter how you have conflict with your girlfriend or your wife, at that particular time, you are not supposed to leave the house.
Right. Okay. So, Christian, what do you think she should do now? She couldn't attend the funeral because she's been feeling so guilty. Now, do you think to help her get over the whole thing and start her healing process, she should come out to the family and confess to them that, okay, your son came to visit me and this is what happened and that's why he's late? Hello, Christian.
Well, yes.
Okay.
What I would advise her to do is that in life as we are today, before you can move forward,
Right.
you have to forgive yourself first.
Okay.
And having done that, you need to move out to the family. Because if you don't move out to the family and you confess it out, it will continue to haunt you.
True.
No matter how number of times you have forgiven yourself.
Okay.
Especially if you happen to know the mother or the family physically. Any time at anywhere you come across any of them, that particular memory will come back.
All right, sure. Thank you so much, Christian, for calling. Let's go to Techiman and talk to Isaac. Hello, Isaac. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little I just have to add is that as sad as the story is, the lessons to be learned is just, they are massive. Traveling from Accra to Tamale is about 16 hours.
Gosh.
Yeah, so I don't know, I don't understand the part the lady said he came late. Could be he used to come earlier than that, but you know, you are traveling, things happen along the road. You should have just been a little bit patient and at least maybe ask, why did
What
you come late
happened?
tonight?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
I think that would have bottled the built up anger in her in the first place. And also something as petty as taking a plate to the kitchen shouldn't lead you to explode on an already, let me say, reserved anger in you.
Yeah.
True, we are more than that. And I was listening to the other lady talking about it being, let me say, 21st century, where I can send the plate to the kitchen. Yes, we are in the 21st century, but let's say his partner lacked that home training, as she said in the story.
Yeah.
That means the guy, and you could have just at least conversation. Let's talk about it. You know, the things you've been doing, I don't like it. Then it's just a place. Take it to the kitchen. You know, something as cool as that would have avoided all this stuff we are hearing.
Right.
You know, but the way forward to me is therapy, going to the family and forgiving yourself. That's
Okay.
just
Okay,
what I
great.
think should
Thank
be the
you.
next step for the lady.
Thank you very, very much. We'll speak to Florence. Hi, Florence. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Foriwa.
Yes, thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you. I am so touched by the story
I know.
this evening. Yeah,
So
I'm so
sad.
touched by the story this evening.
Florence, are you listening to us through your TV set?
Yes, I want to mute it. Let me mute it.
Okay, thank you.
I've muted it.
Thank you.
The thing is, there's a question that is bothering me.
Right.
I don't know why the lady should get upset in the first place that the guy traveled to her, and it was late. I don't understand, because in the first place, the gentleman told you, I am coming to visit you. So you have to be in the waiting. Even you don't know what happened on the way when he was coming.
Right.
I'm in Tamale as I am talking to you, and my husband is in Accra. We've married for 10 years, getting 10 years. And it's like back and forth traveling here and there. Sometimes you don't sleep. You just have to pray to God that your husband will reach home safely.
Yeah.
And always I say that a healthy marriage leads to a healthy relationship leads to a healthy marriage.
Right.
Certain things have to be talked about. The man has traveled all the way from Accra to the northern. I don't know which part of the northern region the lady is. And there's this thing that women we always do, this mood swing that is with us.
Yeah.
If you have problems, you should separate your problems from work to your husband or to your boyfriend.
Right.
You don't have to carry your problem at work onto your husband or into your relationship. Because as soon as you bring your relationship problem into your work, you have a problem.
Right.
And as soon as you bring your relationship problem to your work, you have a problem.
As
you should
well.
be able to contain all those things and differentiate each and every problem as it is.
Right.
Because as I said, I don't know why she should get angry one.
Right.
The man came to the house. You don't know what
May
he
have
went
happened.
through before getting to the place.
True.
So one, was he coming with you in a bus? Or was he coming in the flight? Do you get it?
Yeah.
So you need to ask questions. You give him food to eat. You give him for him to bath. Okay. At night, at dawn, you have to talk about it.
Okay.
Even that evening that he eats and he left the place there, you can be a nice lady and pack it. I don't know how long they stayed in the relationship. There are so many times you can address your issue, and not that night that he visited you and you just confronted you with argument.
Yeah.
Maybe he also went through some soft thing before getting to your end.
True. So Florence, what do you think she should do now? Do you think she should confess to the family and tell them
I think
the
she should
truth?
confess, because if you don't do, my father in church, at church in Koforidia, once told me something. It's like when you have sex with somebody, it's like a mark on you. As soon as you see the fellow, you will remember where you got the mark. And this one is too deep. It's within the heart. So she should find somebody that she thinks the parents of the boyfriend knows. Go ahead and confine in the person and pour out her house, her heart to the fellow. And then they should see the way forward. Either go to the family, because I didn't see, they didn't write whether the mother knows the lady.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
She doesn't.
In the first place, yes, for you, in the first place, before a man will have to sleep over at your place, the parents have to know you. That's the mistake we have been doing when we are in a relationship. Because the person can sleep at your end and die. What will happen to you? You get it? So, in the way forward, my humble suggestion is that she should look for a Christian, pastor or something, somebody she thinks she can trust, and then confine in the person, so that whatever the person will come up, they should go and see the family and explain. Because whether she likes it or not, it was on the way back to Accra that was where the accident happened.
Yeah.
And I don't think the mother, even if the mother don't forgive, they don't really have a close relationship that is going to affect. But she wants to relieve herself from the pain
guilt
and the
and all
agony
that.
she's going through.
True.
I
Thank
tell you
so
for
much.
if she doesn't do this, it will haunt her to the rest of her life.
I know, right?
If we are not careful,
she might
can
take
even
her
kill
life.
herself.
Exactly. That's true. Thank you so much, Florence. Thank you so much for calling. We have Dennis on the line as well. Hello, Dennis.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for calling.
Good evening. This story is a very sensitive one.
Very.
And my suggestion, first of all, I like what the lady said, your guest.
Free love.
Free love. What she said about we are in the 21st century. You know, gone are the days you realize that you go to the farm with your husband and you'll be carrying firewood, you'll be carrying the baby on your back, and the mom will just be, you know, following you with just a cutlass. But now, with this, our idea of career women and this kind of stuff, you know, we have to help ourselves and other stuff. But what I'm so much unhappy about is the fact that now we are forgetting where our parents used to call our fathers around 4 a.m., 3 a.m. just to talk to them on the bed.
Yeah.
Where they will have to pour their heart
out
when things are not going right.
Right.
So you realize that at that point, the man, whatever the man's situation may be, or anything that the man does that is not right, at that point, you have a listening ears for the woman, because that time is, you know, a very special time for couples to discuss some of those things. But from the story, you could see that the lady was talking about a habit that has gone on for some time, and she thinks that he didn't get good training from the house.
Right.
So this thing can change overnight.
Okay.
It will take a very, you know, long time before this thing can change. So if you look at the number of years they have been together, then you get to know that this thing should be a process.
Okay.
Where you talk about it on daily basis, so that the guy will change from that attitude. Fast forward, what I would say is the lady should see a therapist or a counselor.
Okay.
So that with them and maybe one or two elders from the church or something, go to the man's family and confess.
Okay.
Because that is the only way the lady can free herself from this thing that has happened.
All right, Dennis. Thank you so much for calling as well, and thank you for all of your submission. And you've made really valid points there. Thank you so much. And Portia, we are leaving, and so in 30 seconds, what will be your advice to this lady? Because I feel she might, if care is not taken, take her own life.
Yes, I see that too. But I think that first and foremost, most importantly, she should visit the guy's family, confess that it was from her. Yes, that's, you know, and he was returning and all of that. And after all is said and done, she wasn't able to go to the funeral because she couldn't take it. So she should find time and visit the grave.
True.
I mean, as Africans, we believe that if she can still feel his presence around her, she can talk to him, and then forgive herself and ask for forgiveness, and then I think she will be fine from there.
Thank you so much. See, I really wanted to read messages. There are tons and tons of messages, but I can't even do even half of them, and I'm so sorry if I didn't read your message tonight. The story was sensitive and it hits me. I don't even know how. But guys, I can only say, like she said, visit the family, confess to them. From the way the woman or the mother wailed and everything, you can tell that she has lost something very precious. And she would want to have closure, because then she'd be thinking, why did my son tell me he's in Cape Coast if he was going to Tamale? You know, it would never make sense to her. So help her make sense out of the story. Confess to them. For you know, she might not even hate you. If my son loved you and now my son is not here, yes, I will feel disappointed. Why didn't you come for the burial? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Through you, because of you, I lost my son. But she might even come to get some love for you and try to use you as a replacement for the son, even though it's not possible. But then she can feel some sense of connection with you, because in a way you connected with her son. You understand? So try to let the whole story make sense to this mother, I beg you, because a lot of people lose their loved ones and never know.
This year, Ghana's most
go to therapy, talk to people, forgive yourself is all I can say. Make sure you're forgiving yourself. DJ Wallpaper is up and he is taking the last words and the last minutes. Wally, advice to the young lady.
I would just say communicate a lot. This isn't an issue that should have ended up in the guy because late. Cotton one man in the shen dance room. Cotton one man in the shen dance room. Now, we just share all right. Hey, team. Was in a baby, I mean, yeah, or some crime to me, the bunny to crank or shaman for me, parmenche, to Bruni, come on, and say, and in the same way, wait, you told me lie, never to pull them once, someone in money, I'm a patron, or the being permanent and people to me, since you, my man, as you come to me, hope you are meant to, I mean, your company, one who's so such a, I mean, film pony, in sugar back trying to drama, my family, duff for your baby, now so what do you woo, hot job, baby, I mean, some job, baby, now some training, my name of Yagra, sweetie, Boko, Yacho, Sambra, and my mid Yagra, one, I'm a pet, but soon some crown in the crap. He won't come in corner, won't come in corner, Julie won't come in corner. Go home, mommy, hey, go home, hey, when you what you do, DJ Wallpaper. Go home, mommy, go home, when you what you do. My name is Shatta Wale. Freedom. 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 Shatta. Freedom. See, the west I go fall down, but I'm full of cash, yo. I'm the baddest overseas, yeah, the local champion. Gang. Cause I get my swag on, cause I get my swag on, cause I get my swag on. Forget to everybody, yeah. Cause see me your boo, get you boo. Forget to everybody, yeah. Cause see me your boo, get you boo. We go turn up. So stand up. Make we turn up.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news,
Exclusive behind